Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Team Joystick Heroes podcast. Today, this is Chris.
I'm Nick, not Rebecca.
No Rebecca, because she's at New York Comic Con right now.
Lucky. Have you ever been to a Comic Con?
I've not been to Comic Con, but I've been to conventions such as Anime Next and one called SetsuCon, but I've never been to Comic Con.
Do you dress up, or do you more wear like a nerdy anime or Comic Con shirt?
Normally, I wear something a little nerd related. I once went one year where I just wore band T-shirts the entire weekend. I don't know why. I just forgot to pack. I had Batman T-shirts and all that kind of stuff. I just forgot to pack them, so I was just walking around like a Megadeth shirt and stuff like that. So when I went to these conventions, and I went one year, I went as Sans from Undertale.
I think, yeah. Those
last year.
Yeah, last year.
Last year I went to SetsuCon, which is out in Penn State. Went there dressed as Sans, and then I was going to go again to Anime Next, but I left my mask at home, and I was like... It was only in Atlantic City, but I didn't feel like driving back to my house to come back to Atlantic City just for a mask. So I was just saying, I'll just, wear regular clothes and go.
You probably painted your face white.
I could have, yeah.
Might give you more of a tan.
Is Rebecca going as anything?
I don't know. We could check her Snapchat.
We could.
Too.
I know one of my friends is going, and she's going as Spider-Gwen.
That's awesome.
It is cool.
Is the costume good, or is it...
I don't know. I'm waiting for her to post on Facebook, because she'll post a picture of it. But, yeah, I've always liked comic conventions and everything. And my dad actually set up the Funko booth at Comic-Con. Yeah, his company has a big contract with Funko. Any event they do, they did the New York Toy Show last year, where WizKids at the same time was showing off Civil War Dice Masters and Green Arrow and the Flash and all the new Dice Master sets coming out.
Have you got the new set yet?
I have not yet. I might stop by Morrison shop to pick up a starter pack of it.
No, there's no starter pack.
There's no starter pack?
Just the graph feed.
Just a gravity feed?
Just a graph feed. I bought a graph feed. Don't know why. Forgot I bought it. Morrison shot me a message saying, hey, your graph feed's in. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Bought that.
So, are they just not doing starter sets anymore?
It depends on the expansion. I don't think every new expansion now is going to have a starter pack.
I kind of like that. I think it's a little easier for people to collect the stuff then, because my biggest gripe is you're locked out of cards if you don't buy the starter set.
But now you have a shit ton of psychic dice that you don't need.
Yeah.
But it kind of sucks for the new players.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, they have a good amount of selection for starter packs, and most of the basic actions are just the same card, just different art on it.
Different art. Some of them function a little differently from each other, but overall it's the same.
Are you going to get the Doctor Strange?
I might pick up the Doctor Strange one. I have to pick up 2 of them to get all the dice, which is dumb.
Well, I bought one and won a second one. I think the next set is the Deadpool one.
Yeah, Deadpool set's next. I don't know if that one will have a starter set or not.
I'm planning to get every card for it because it's Deadpool.
Well, I would like to get every card in the Green Arrow and Flash set because I really like both those characters.
But the thing is, you know what they added, right? The
double energy.
Yeah.
I saw. I was on Transition Zone, and I was like, double energy. And there's a new Deathstroke, and he actually looks like he's playable in a strategy, so...
It depends on which one.
Yeah, the problem was old Deathstroke was really conditional. Weapons Master was the best one. He was the one that would deal damage based on how many villains you had on the field when he came out. But... if you didn't have a lot of low-costing villains on the field, he didn't work. So that was the whole thing.
What do you call it? There was a Dr. Zoom, I think it is.
Professor Zoom. The new Professor Zoom
is very strong.
Yeah.
So what it is whenever he attacks, your opponent must pay 1 energy
per attacking Professor Zoom.
So you have 4 of them out.
4 energy cost.
Would you realize you can actually set it up so you can actually have them spent I think the max mathematically is 8, because you can have 4 Professor Zooms, and then you can have from the 5th dimension, from Superman's one villain, what's his name?
Oh, Mr. Mizzleplick.
Yeah, one of his cards copy at the start of your turn, copy a character die that's in the field to copy Professor Zoom. and you have 8 of them on the field. But they're each 5 energy to buy.
Yeah.
I got the super rare green arrow, which...
Did you?
Yeah. I was like, alright, I was hoping for a white lantern, but this is good. I have a green arrow team, and I have a Justice League team that one of the Supermans in there is like, for each active Justice League character, he gets +1 attack and +1 defense. And then if you run teamwork, you can literally double his attack. No, almost triple his attack and defense.
Jeez. See, I haven't played Dice Masters in a while. Last time I did anything was when Civil War came out.
You played Monday night.
Monday night, I came back into it and played again. I kind of missed playing. I started playing Magic again, so it's like one needle at a time.
Fair, yeah, I know what you mean.
Magic is a lot more cost heavy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's older and it's been out longer.
It has a bigger player base.
When was the last time you played Magic?
Before I started, the last time I played was right before Magic Origins came out, so that was like a year ago. And I was playing pretty heavily in Standard when it was, I don't know if I'm speaking...
I kind of know what you're talking about.
When Theros block was really big, so like Theros, Born of the Gods, and Journey into Nyx, and then they started Khans of Tarkir and everything, I was playing pretty heavily in that. I had a mono black aggro deck that actually won me a lot of Friday Night Magic and one Standard night.
Wow.
It was.
Have you ever played tournament?
It was a tournament. It was an in-house at Top Deck. But it was just like, it was a $25 deck I built, and no one expected to see an aggro deck do good in the current Standard, because it was all mid-range and control. I'm talking a lot of mumbo jumbo.
I know like a few key terms. Our
listeners might not understand, but to break it down, aggro is fast play. You usually try to kill your opponent as fast as possible. Mid-range is you go for a longer game, but you still try to kill your opponent with damage. And then control is you dictate everything everyone else does. That's the easiest way to break it down.
Right.
But I like Magic because I feel like Magic is just a lot more... Like, Dice Masters, the strategy comes in when you buy your characters. Like, when do you buy which character?
When you attack.
When to hold back, stuff like that. It's a really conditional game, though, because you can get screwed over on two fronts. You can get screwed over by drawing dice out of your bag and not drawing the die you need, and you can get screwed over by rolling the wrong face. So, Magic, you can only really get screwed over by your draws.
And your opponent, depending on the deck. Like
yeah.
I have 2 Magic decks, both like pretty much I just took out the starter pack, didn't edit much from it at all. And one of them is a black-white something deck, and the other one is a red-green deck, which I really like because the play style. I just like the play style, and it's pretty much you just constantly attack them until they're dead, and they I think it's Bloodthirst.
Oh, Blood Rush.
Yeah,
Rush.
But like my deck is like I got that freshman year of high school, so 8 years old. So I don't even know if it's still valid in tournament play.
No, well, depending on the depending on the format. So there's like 5 or 6 different competitive formats in Magic. There's Standard, which is only the current 3 blocks. They changed how Standard works. It's like current 6 sets. So now they're only doing 2 sets at a time coming out instead of 3, which would be a block. And then it was current 3 blocks for Standard. I think it's current 6 sets or something. Then it's there's Modern, which is everything from 8th edition until anything that's printed now. So 8th edition, anything that was printed from 8th edition to now.
When did 8th edition happen?
Early 2000, late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay, so my decks will fit in that block range.
Then there's Legacy, which has...
Isn't that like just anything?
It's anything, but there's a pretty big ban list because you're using a lot of older cards. And interactions between older cards and newer cards are completely different than a lot of people expect. So,
like, it's broken and overpowered to the... what is it? I remember guys talking about it in my one programming class. It's the White Lotus, I think it is.
Black Lotus
is
only legal in one format, which is Vintage, which is literally... It's like the no man's land of Magic. You're limited to one... They're called the Power 9. It's 9 cards that were printed in the original alpha set as rares. And they're just so powerful that they go into every Vintage deck, but they're only limited to 1 copy of each. For example, there's a card called Time Walk. It's 2 mana for you take an extra turn after this one. And
so does all your thing taps?
Untap. Everything untaps.
So you get double turn. Wow, you can win a game like that. Wow.
That's why you're only limited to 1. There are extra turn cards in the game, but they're all like 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, not 2 cost.
Yeah, not 2 cost. There's Ancestral Recall, which is 1 blue, and you get to draw 3 cards. It's really powerful to just straight up draw 3 cards. There's the different Mox gems that are all 0 cost artifacts that you can
Do you have any of these cards?
They're all thousands of dollars a piece.
I don't know, you might like, hey, how much is this card at a yard sale? And
that's my goal in life, is to go to a yard sale where someone has just a bunch of vintage Magic cards that they're selling at like, here, it's 50 cents. I'm like, okay.
Sure, yeah. Best card in the game.
Yeah.
What other card games have you played that's like deck builder in a sense?
I played Force of Will for about 5 minutes. It's a game made by Bushiroad. They make a lot of the Japanese card games, not Yu-Gi-Oh! That's Konami. Bushiroad does Vanguard, Card Fight Vanguard, Buddy Fight, and Force of Will. And I played Force of Will for all about 5 minutes.
Did you not like it, or
it's just okay? There was,
or is it like Bleach and everything's just overpowered and no balancing involved?
There's a lot of balancing involved. It's just the problem of like the meta was just, you could only play 1 deck in the meta, so you were limited to only playing 1 deck if you wanted to win, and it was just a competition between those decks. It's not like you can build a deck and you have the possibility of winning. It's not even close to that. It's just you lose if you're not playing that deck.
I see.
So I stopped playing that because it's really unbalanced in the fact that
everyone's playing the same deck, and it's just like, all right, who can get the combo out first?
Exactly.
It's like in Hearthstone when you're playing a rogue and there's another rogue and you both played the first card the same day. I'm like, well, I know what deck he's playing.
Exactly. I play Hearthstone too.
Yeah.
I play Magic Online. Well, I jumped on Magic the Gathering Online to play Pauper, which is a format with only commons, which is supported on Magic Online, and I'm trying to get local support, especially at Morrison Shop. So the decks are really underpowered, but they're, it's fun to play because
everyone's weak. It's who's the strongest weak guy.
Exactly. It's what kind of complex strategy can you come up with to win in Pauper? And
I see.
So I play that on Magic the Gathering Online mainly because I can't justify spending $300 on a deck on Magic Online, but I can justify spending $300 on a deck in Paper Magic because I physically hold the card in my hand. We've talked about a whole lot of card games and stuff, and
I know how to play Pokemon. Never played it because I never got a starter pack. Always, when I was a kid, I would just collect the cards.
Yeah, that was me. I never learned how to play it though.
Get Pokemon trading card game, and it will teach you how to play the game.
Oh,
and it's
one for the Game Boy?
The one for the Game Boy. A, it's a great game in general. B, it what do you call it? It actually teaches you the game, and the game's very easy to play. I have Yu-Gi-Oh! Which 90 kid hasn't had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck?
I still have a lot of my old Yu-Gi-Oh! cards. It's still being played now.
It is still being played. Ever heard of the game Duel Masters?
Yes, I remember Duel Masters.
Did you had a deck in Duel Masters?
I had cards from Duel Masters.
I managed to get a deck from Duel Master. Never got to play because I knew no one about it.
That was the thing. No one played it.
I had the game. It was an anime show.
Yeah.
A Game Boy Advance game.
Oh my god! I remember. I had the Game Boy.
I still have it. It's next to my nightstand. I don't play it that much. I don't play it at all. Actually,
I still have it. I just gotta find it.
There's so many, do you know there was a Naruto trading card game?
I did. I bought, I was a kid. I'd go to, Target or something with my parents. I'd be like, I want this. And they're like, okay. So, and then I would never use it because I was like, I don't understand this. And then there was a Harry Potter trading card game.
I did not know about that.
There was. I remember I got it for, my birthday one year because I was really into Harry Potter when I was a kid. And I played it once and I couldn't grasp the rules, and I never played it again.
I might give that for my sister for a birthday gift.
I don't know if it's probably not in print anymore.
I probably found a copy.
So how's programming been going so far?
Better. Morrison was happy with this build, which I was nervous about because I didn't see it until today.
Okay.
Most of the stuff I've been working on is more of adding the buildings, making the courses really just the walls, and adding them in. I haven't really been programming. I've just been doing more environmental programming. How's Omega?
Omega's good. This whole push to get the Kickstarter ready has been a little stressful.
Well, I should have. We're kind of behind on that too.
Yeah, getting the video done felt really good. Getting it done in a week.
Scramble.
That mad scramble to get it fully shot and edited by today was tough, but we got it done. I have to do some edits to it. I have to learn After Effects now to make it flashier, jazzier.
Google it.
Yeah, the Adobe actually puts up tutorial videos from lynda.com. Have you ever heard of lynda.com?
No.
It's like a learning site where people will teach you skills on programs, on anything. It's a really neat website. Mm-hmm. They sponsor a lot of Rooster Teeth stuff.
Oh, I see. Is that where you heard from it, Rooster Teeth?
Well, I knew about lynda.com from them, and then I was trying to figure out how to put in scene transitions in Adobe After Effects last night. And so I went onto Adobe's website, and they linked to tutorial videos on Lynda. So I'm like, I might just get a subscription to that website and learn After Effects as soon as I can, over today and tomorrow, and get the video ready by Monday. On the other front of Omega, audio's, Rebecca's not here, so I have to make a song today. I also have to do the interviews for Logan and Cipriani today to put onto the YouTube channel. And then I'm going to start working on the commercials for our game, and then Geek Fest and everything. Yeah.
Well, Geek Fest is coming up in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I need to make the commercial for it now. I need to start working on the script for it and everything. It's going to be a little improv, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Improv.
Yeah, I love improv. It's my favorite form of comedy. Scripted comedy's not as funny as improv.
It depends.
It can be. Some comedians can do it, but shows have you ever seen the Eric Andre show on Adult Swim? I love that show.
No, it was on MTV, not Adult Swim.
It is on Adult Swim now.
It's on. Oh no, I was thinking of Andy Mir.
No. Eric,
that's what. Continue. It is on Adult. I don't care for that show though.
I like it. I like Eric Andre as a comedian because he's just that really out there kind of comedy. Also, Hannibal Buress is his co-host, and he
has his own show on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Well, he did. I don't know. Still. What do you call it? See, I like stand-up comedy, and one of my favorite stand-up shows is called Meltdown on Comedy Central, It's at like right after At Midnight, which is also a funny show because they just rip apart the internet. But like in person, not on internet, so it's nice. And what it is, it's behind a comic book store.
Yeah, we talked about this on the podcast last semester. The one where they was like having Ninja Turtle villains versus musicians.
And it's like the hosts are hilarious. It's like not just one comedian. It's like they do jokes. They have people come up. They do jokes, and like they constantly switch out people. So it's not like one person doing the same style of jokes. It's a different varieties of comedians.
But yeah, like that style of comedy is just, I love it. Like it's especially with Eric Andre, just because it's like every episode his desk gets destroyed. That's like a running gag.
Pulls back together.
Yeah, it's made out of like particle board or something really cheap. Like when they do the interviews, they don't have a second chair, so Hannibal Buress just stands there next to the guest. The skits are funny. I have to show you one. It was called Black Scientologists, and it was like him, Hannibal Buress, and like two other guys. They're standing in the middle of like Central Park, or not Central Park, somewhere at one of the major like meeting areas, like, you know, where everyone goes in New York, and they're standing there. They're like, L. Ron Hubbard was a black man and stuff like that, like really stupid comedy.
There was another sketch show like that, but it was like a group of like 5 guys. It's something Squad.
Oh, Loiter Squad.
Loiter Squad.
It's like the guys from Odd Future, Tyler the Creator.
Yeah, my favorite
Earl Sweatshirt.
That's also, I guess, improv comedy, right?
It is. It's that kind of like prank improv.
My favorite one is when it was shirts versus skins, and the dudes just took off their pants and started playing basketball, like pantless, but they still had their shirts on. It was just funny because you see them dunk and just a blur bar right where the dunk, and the one guy's just like
Well, one of my favorite YouTubers is Filthy Frank. Have you ever heard of Filthy Frank?
No.
I have to show you some Filthy Frank videos, man. He is funny. He is like he's a guy who lives in New York, but he's lived in Japan for a little while too. Mm-hmm. And he just he started as an anti-vlogger and then just moved into this really weird genre of comedy where he has like a really big fan base on YouTube. And he has a bunch of reoccurring characters. You've probably seen like Pink Guy.
Oh,
the pink lycra suit. Yeah. He has a bunch. He has a cast of characters, all pretty much played by him.
All right, I kind of know who you're talking about because of the Pink Guy I've seen around the internet.
Yeah, he's really talented. He's a rapper. He has an album called Pink Guy, and then he also has a few side projects that he did. Like,
is he a good rapper?
Oh yeah, he's actually really good. Like, I love his stuff that he does as Joji. His name is George Miller, but he calls his stage name is Joji when he raps, and he just has a really good he's very talented. He's a very good musician. Also, another YouTuber I really like is iDubbbz TV. If you've heard of iDubbbz.
The only YouTube that I really watch is Watchmoji because I like countdown lists.
I have a love-hate relationship with Watchmoji.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. Geek and Sundry because of Critical Role.
Yeah.
Because this summer I binge watched, like, I'm caught up to like them, and they just had their 69 episode, and I watched like all the way up to like 65.
Jeez.
And I did the math, and it was like each episode is roughly about like 3 to 4 hours. So it was just like,
what did you do?
Well, so what I did was my gaming laptop is pretty big, so I split screened it. So one half was Critical Role, the other half was like Hearthstone, because it was just a mindless game to keep me busy. And then on Sundays at my work, I work at a pool supply store, and it's slow. So on Sundays and Saturdays when we were open, I was literally the only person working. Occasionally the service guys would come in, I would just pause the video, and I would just watch it during work, because I had nothing else to do, and I could have gotten away with it, and I did. Haha. So glad my boss does not listen to our podcast at all.
Dear Nick Fan's boss, watch the podcast. Or listen to the podcast. There's no watching. There's no visuals.
I'm not going to tell him about it. I'm sorry. He's awful with technology.
All right. Well, since Rebecca's not here, we could talk about as much pop culture as we want this week.
I mean, we can try. Have you watched Flash and Green Arrow yet?
I watched their premieres. Supergirl premieres next week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was interested. All right, did you see Flash?
How did you feel about Flashpoint?
I
Spoiler,
thought
by
they
the
could
way.
have spent more time in the other universe.
To me, it was okay. It wasn't bad. They could have done worse, but they could have done so much more.
I was expecting at the end of the episode, Supergirl to show up and then him be like, wait, why are you here? And then, to blend the universes together. That could have been a really cool way to, because they're introducing Supergirl into the, because they did.
Have you seen season 1 of Supergirl yet?
I've seen some episodes of it. I watched the episode where she goes bad. I watched the episode.
Well, it's not. That was more of they're turning it. They said Bizarro, but actually,
no, the one with the red kryptonite where she gets angry.
Oh, that one.
I haven't seen the Bizarro one.
No, whoops. Okay.
Oh. And I saw the World's Finest one where Flash joined her.
That's the best episode.
It is because their on-screen chemistry was amazing.
Yeah, and the fact that now Supergirl's in that universe, I'm excited for this entire season of Green Arrow and
Flash and Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow.
I do not care for that show.
I want something different out of it. I wanted just it's more of that superhero team up show, but it turned into Captain Cold stealing the spotlight in the show. He was
he's a good actor too,
yeah,
and I like that character.
Him and Heatwave are the guys from Prison Break.
I know.
And someone was when my girlfriend was watching it with me, she's like, "Wait, that's the guy from Prison Break?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then she saw Heatwave, and she was like, "He's from Prison Break too," and I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, it's funny because
they're cons.
They're the villains.
I watched almost the entire first season except for the last 2 episodes. I couldn't get into it. I could not care for it. It's just
any show about time travel always will have a problem with me.
Doctor Who doesn't. Doctor Who is fantastic.
But in regards, because they have one goal, to stop Vandal Savage from doing the things he does. So they keep losing him throughout history. Why not go back to ancient Egypt where he was started and then just kill him before he becomes Vandal Savage?
As a baby, just kill the baby?
Exactly! It makes so much sense, and I'm like, why were they okay, we have to go stop this weapons deal? And Damien Dark was there in that episode.
I actually kind of like that episode because it just showed, hinted towards Damien Dark and how powerful he is.
Yeah, because, he's young forever. And, the one episode where they go to live in the 50s for, a long period of time. And then the whole thing with Adam and Hawkgirl, and I'm like, the whole thing was Cisco's girlfriend, man.
Yeah.
In the Flash series. And I was like, I loved that Cisco finally had a girlfriend that wasn't Captain Cold's sister.
I kind of want to see that happen.
What's her name? Glimmer or something?
I just know she turned people into gold. Is that true to the comics or?
I don't know. I'm not really too familiar with Flash comics. I love the Flash, but I was never really a fan of the comics until recently, where
Rebirth or New 52?
New 52 into Rebirth. I
Okay.
really like. Rebirth is great. Godspeed is an awesome villain.
I haven't. The last comics I bought were a box set of Civil War.
How much was that?
$300. Worth it. Just completely worth it.
Was it every single?
It's every. All right. So the first book is New Warriors, and it's going into building up to the explode. The last book you read into it, Nitro explodes and kills everything. It also talks about like the Illuminati.
Oh yeah, the Illuminati, which is Tony Stark,
Doctor Strange, Norman, Mr. Fantastic. They like talk. It goes Black Panther too.
Is he in the Illuminati?
Originally, yes.
Okay.
I think there might be more characters. Like like how they organize books is really nice because it's leading up. The second book is actually all of Civil War in one book, and then all the other books, which I realize it's like the aftermath, what happened, like different points of views of everyone during the Civil War.
Yeah, like there's a Punisher one and the Black Panther one.
There's a scene where like Luke Cage is on the run because him and Jessica Jones had a family and he's against it, and he sends Jessica Jones up into Canada with the child.
Mm-hmm. And he goes and joins the Secret Avengers.
What do you call it? The book I'm on is focusing more on the Fantastic Four. It's right now I'm currently following The Thing. I just stopped reading it because I binged 3 books. I was like, I just need a break.
So real quick, you brought up Luke Cage, and Luke Cage just came out like last week on Netflix.
Are you finished?
No.
How
I'm
far?
on like episode 3.
God,
they're hour-long episodes.
Fucking just don't sleep for an hour.
No.
Or wake up an hour early.
Well, I'm probably gonna go watch some tonight. I'm probably gonna. I still have to finish Jessica Jones.
How have you not finished Jessica Jones?
I fell asleep every time I tried watching the first.
You
episode.
have to stop watching Luke Cage. Finish Jessica Jones.
Does it lead into Luke Cage?
There are tie points in. They talk about it.
What is the time frame on Luke Cage?
So that's what I was trying to figure out, and then with the clues it tells. So I'm going to tell you for Netflix. So it's Daredevil
Season 1,
Jessica Jones, Daredevil 2, then Luke Cage. Because they definitely reference Jessica Jones, and I highly recommend finishing Jessica Jones because there are spoilers within Luke Cage.
Okay.
So you probably notice it when it's like, yeah, your last girlfriend shot you in the face with a shotgun.
Oh, that was Jessica Jones?
Maybe. Yeah. And they also talk about the ending of Jessica Jones.
Okay.
And Luke Cage. So I highly recommend finishing Jessica Jones so you don't spoil anything. Did you finish season 2 of Daredevil?
Oh, of course I did. Punisher, man.
But yeah, the season 2 was good. So Luke Cage, without going into spoilers, it was good. It was different. Not bad different. Just like overall, without spoiling anything, it's just him trying to live his life and just shit hits the fan and he can't live his life and he comes out of hiding is what it comes down to.
He's the reluctant hero kind of thing.
Right. And it's different from Daredevil because Daredevil, in a sense, was kind of like Batman, where he's in the shadows fighting crime and then lured by a day type thing. Jessica Jones was just her stopping her ex-boyfriend in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. Which is fantastic.
Yeah, so, I like the idea of Kilgrave, and I like that David Tennant plays Kilgrave.
He does a fantastic job of playing Kilgrave.
That's what I want to watch it just so I can watch him, because David Tennant.
I think that's one of the reasons why my friend watched it, because he was into Doctor Who. I was like, I'm watching Jessica Jones because of David Tennant. I'm like, that's perfectly okay, and he does. It's strange because you see him, you always look at him and you think, oh, he's the Doctor, and then you look at him playing Kilgrave, and it's anti-Doctor. Like he's a great actor in just a nutshell. Have you played D&D at all?
What?
Recently?
D&D?
Dungeons and Dragons?
No, not recently.
Not recently. Because I know aren't you a DM for a group?
I DM'd a group for a little while. My girlfriend made a Persona, which is Shin Megami Tensei Persona game series. She made a RPG based on it.
Oh,
so
cool.
we want to play that. And then I'm going to be game mastering a game of Call of Cthulhu with my friend group. Which is it's an RPG based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and so
I think they talked about it once on Critical Role.
But instead of like high fantasy adventure, you set it, in like the 1920s, and it's a pulp mystery story. Like you have to follow clues. Everyone has different stats that their ability to find
So it's more like a detective type. That's gonna be. Is that like a preset story?
No, I write the campaigns out.
That's gonna be so fucking hard.
Actually, I am a huge fan of H.P. Lovecraft, and so
fair enough. But to leave subtle clues like that and not make it so obvious. But I tried DMing for a small group of my friends. We were using tabletop simulators for the DM because we were all two of them were not even in Jersey, so we were using Discord to talk and using tabletop. And I was trying DM, and it's fucking hard, man.
Yeah, DMing's a very, very difficult job. You have to. That's why I'm going to do a campaign that is just the pre-built campaigns for D&D 5th edition, mainly because they're doing Curse of Strahd. The Curse of Strahd came out 3 months ago, and it is.
Is that with the giants?
No, it's vampires. It's
vampires.
In Ravenloft, which is
okay.
I think it's a city in the Underdark, which in Dungeons and Dragons lore, the Underdark is a completely underground area.
Yeah. Thanks, Critical Role, knowing that information solely because of that.
But yeah, Curse of Strahd is apparently the best written story for D&D 5th edition that's come out so far, and so I'm going to give 5th edition another shot. Because we tried playing it. It's not DM friendly unless you're using the pre-built campaigns. Because it's just so much extra, there's little things that just
yeah.
I played D&D on the hardest edition to get to fully grasp and understand, and I cannot get away from that one, which is
what edition?
3.5.
3.5.
It's been known as the best edition of D&D.
Really? Because I played 4th edition.
I hate 4th edition. 4th edition drives me up a wall.
I'm pretty sure that was. I'm trying to think. That was 3 years ago. Was that 4th edition?
3 to 4 or 4 or 5 actually.
Yeah,
it came out when I was still in high school.
That's when I started playing D&D, my what do you call it, freshman year of college. It was me and a few of my friends who would come to my house just because I had a bigger house and we had a basement, kind of have our own area. And I guess it was 4th edition, and we used the computer generator to make our characters and all of that stuff. My first class was a human rogue. Because I always wanted to be a ninja, and that's the closest thing.
There is a ninja class. There's a prestige class to be a ninja.
Are you serious? In 5th edition? Or in the
4th edition? Oh, well, maybe not. I don't know if they ever did the Oriental Adventures expansion book. That was all 3.5 and 3rd edition stuff. I want to do an evil campaign. I think an evil campaign would be so much fun.
If you need another person, I'd be completely okay with it, because there's a Drow arcane trickster that I want to play that's chaotic evil.
I have all of the books from 3.5. I have all of Call of Cthulhu. I have all of 5th edition on my laptop.
PDF, because I think I had it, and I was like, you know what? Let me buy it. And I bought the player's manual because Nick Cipriani, one of the guys in our game design group, is a really good DM. For someone who doesn't have a preset story, and most of the time he's pulling stuff out his ass almost. But it's not obvious, it's very well done. Of course I'm not making it any easier because I'm, a rogue dragonborn, which is...
That is the weirdest combination I've ever heard of.
Hold on, we just leveled up and I'm putting a point in a fighter class. I'm not sneaky at all. I'm pretty much just a bruiser who just kills people.
Are you just hey, I'm sneaky?
Pretty much. I don't stealth at all, but I had, it broke last night, an acid dagger, and I was rolling 4d6 plus 4 plus a d4 plus 6, because my strength is max out at 20. and I'm assassin quotation marks. But as I realized, it, like, let me put a point in fighter and slowly convert to a Eldritch Knight, hopefully.
Okay.
So convert it a little bit easier, because I know there's the one feat that the Eldritch Knight have. You can tune to a weapon, and if you ever like, as long as it's on the same blade, you can pretty just snap your fingers and it spawns to your hand. So I'm hoping to just tune to like 2 daggers and just throw, spawn back type thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at Curse of Strahd right now. That's the one that's the event at Morrison's shop. They're doing for Dice Masters. They released a Strahd card because Curse of Strahd came out.
Really?
Yeah. So they're doing that draft to get the Strahd promo card and the dice. And then...
Are you going to that or
I
no?
work, so I can't.
Hoping to win. Probably not. Don't know.
I would like to do a rainbow draft.
The last rainbow draft I did was World's Finest.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so that was a while ago. I came in second actually. Lost to what's his name? Jazz.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Well, I think he's been playing for a while too. There you go. I would like to be part of another DM group that meets more occasionally.
Yeah, I want to do. I just have to get everyone's days set for an event, and then I want to do. I would love to invite you guys, like anyone who would be willing from the team to play.
Like,
it would be.
You need to be careful, because if you have a huge group, it's just gonna be chaotic.
I've DM'd large groups before.
Like, how large are we talking about?
8 people.
All right. Well, I'm just saying you need to be careful, because if say like, yeah, everyone wants to do it, which probably won't happen.
No.
If you need one more, how many do you have so more from your friend group?
So far it's me, my girlfriend, and her roommates. That's everyone who is willing to play right now. We just need to get a good day set up. I don't have classes on like Monday. It's the only day I don't have class, and then Friday nights would work. I love doing Friday night D&D for like some reason. There's something fun about getting together once a week, getting like some pizzas or some food, getting together, drinking a little bit, playing some D&D.
Because my first DM experience, we will meet at like midnight. We will like start at like 11 at night and go to like 6 o'clock in the morning.
No, I like doing it from like mid-afternoon to like late at night, like to like 10 o'clock. Like, I like to play for a while.
So like, well, we would too, but the thing is though, like, we were so busy, the only time we were like free was like at the middle of the night. So like once a week I will go to my friend's house, we will DM, I will come home, I will take a small nap and then wake up so it doesn't fuck up with my sleep schedule, and then go to bed early that day and get a good night rest sleep. But I don't know, it's just fun.
It is. D&D is so much fun.
Because it's like Skyrim without the borders, and like you can literally kill everyone in town if you want to.
I saw a post that was kind of funny. It was called Schrodinger's. It was like the Schrodinger's roll, and it was a Schrodinger's critical, which is that look that the DM gives you after they roll for how much damage you've taken,
and they just have a smile.
No, or the look of concern that they'll give your character, like, oh, it looks like your character is dying.
What do you call it? Yeah. Oh, what do you call it? I always like the post where it's the guy who originally made DM, and he's like DMing Dungeons and Dragons, and he's like, how you want to do this? And it's just a random picture, and it like shows either like a natural 20 or a critical fail. It's always like nothing in between. It's always a 20 or a 1, and then it's either like some weird story or a video. It's like, there's a minotaur in your path. What do you do? I'm like, I'm gonna ride it like a bitch, and it shows like. And like, all right, roll for athletics check, and it's like a natural 20. It's the video of the guy in the mechanical wool, like walking on it like it's nobody's business. It was like those, as well as like just the funny stuff that only like DMs get, like roll d20, like somehow you dodged the poison clouds.
That's like there's a blog I follow on Tumblr called the DM Size.
and it's literally just like stories that DMs tell about their play groups. Like there was one, it wasn't on Tumblr, but I remember seeing a post. It was about it was like a group of 6 people. They all made barbarians because they didn't coordinate whatsoever, and so they all made barbarians. And the DM was just like, so then he was like, "All right, well, the town sheriff hands you this piece of paper." He's like,
nobody can read it.
Grognak can't read, and so then like it was like one of them had an intelligence stat high enough to be able to read, and so all the other barbarians were like, what is this anomaly? Like, what is this? Like a barbarian that can read?
We call it. That's actually the one time. Actually, a bachelor party came into Nick's DMing group.
Did they?
Yeah, and it was like, it wasn't a big group, but like our size was number, and there was like, I want to say like total of 10 of them. About half of us were rogues, including myself. I'm like, what are we gonna do with all that? Like,
there's like, not gonna be enough loot for all of us to steal.
It's like one of them was making a comment like, I'll be the thug rogue. I'm like, got that cover. I was like, I'll be the sneaky one, and like the other one who was originally in our group, like, got that cover too. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna be a fucking rogue then. Like, it's like our group, like the core group is like we have 2 rogues, a barbarian, a wizard, and a bard. So our bard is our healer.
Yeah, bards can be healers. It's the funny part.
You need, well, a lot of things can be a healer in this edition, but you definitely need a healer in the group. Yeah, because the group I was pseudo DMing only lasts like 3 or 4 sessions before. I never DM'd before, so I'm trying to keep it contained. It's hard the first time.
It's a tough skill. You need someone with a whole lot of patience to DM.
I feel also like depending on who you're DMing with too helps. Like, no one in the group was role-playing.
Everyone was, like, metagaming, like, talking outside their character
not
and everything.
Not even like, they were like, alright, you're in a town, what do you guys do? I'm like, you guys are in a town. I was trying to set up a question, like, nope, we're leaving the town. I'm like, okay, what do you guys want to do? Like, let's go to this, how I set it up was, they started in, like, a small Farmville. Village. Up north was where the queen was, and that was surrounded by Mount North. And then other side there was a row of mountain that there's a path that you go through. And like they got to the path and they decided to stop, and it was like, "What, you guys about to fight a bunch of bandits?" They were also level 2, and first time DMing, I accidentally doubled the health of all the wolves because I thought like the numbers next to the numbers, you roll the dice and then add the number next to it, not realizing, oh no, you have a choice. You can either use the number they recommend or you can just roll the dice. So they were all like double health, and the like Packmaster was like quadruple or something because I doubled that number to make it difficult. They almost died on their first encounter.
That's funny.
Great. And then they got out and fought more wolves because they tried to stealth. And they all rolled. I think literally all 3 of them rolled like 1s and 2s. I'm like, yeah, the wolves notice you.
That's like I saw like gift sets from Critical Role, and it was when Will Wheaton was on, and he was like, "Wow, God, this dice has 2 digits on it now."
I watched that video. Like, just he rolls so many. He just always rolls poorly. And then there's what's his name on Critical Role, Percy.
Oh, Taliesin Jaffe is the
who like
guy who played.
Rolls 20s. Like it's nobody's business. I'm like, yep, that's a crit. I'm like, how the fuck?
Because some people have luck, man. I mean, we're running a little long here. I had a fun discussion today. Today was fun. Sorry, Rebecca, but we didn't talk about the team much.
We did.
We talked about it for like 5 minutes. That's enough, right?
Yeah. Well, it's... At this stage, we're just trying to get the Kickstarter set up. We're programming are trying to finish up the team sooner so we can do more play testing. Omega is setting up for Geek Fest, Kickstarter, videos, and all that kind of stuff. And it's just
we're coming into a really busy time
Yeah.
of the semester, and it's not even just like crunch time because the game's not done, because the game's coming along fine, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Art to finish like 2 buildings, and then we pretty much have the entire campus mapped out. I need to write a code that would load in all the buildings, and then we just need to balance the vehicles is what it comes down to, because you try to turn at max speed and you don't turn, which is not how a car works.
No, well, sometimes you have to brake a little. You have to apply a
No,
little.
but with the steering wheel though, if you turn slightly, it will turn more the faster you're going, because of physics, angles, and all that kind of stuff. So we just have to fix up with one track because it's awful.
Yeah, it was the impossible track.
That's the impossible track. So we have a track. Best way to drive it. It's 5 circles that are just interlocking, and it's not interlocking, but overlapping at certain points. So I'm trying to figure out a way so the player can't just instead of going around the circle, they're just gonna make a right. So I'm thinking, let's add ramps. It was a good start, but how the actual circles overlap, the ramps aren't working because the gaps are very far apart.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do is remake the lap, and I'm just going to have elevated portions. So one portion of the ramp you're going up, go around the loop, and then you dive back down type thing. It's just gonna be tricky. That's all. A little of the fan finesse.
Fan finesse. You heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
The fan finesse. To our 2 viewers. Hi, Rebecca's girlfriend, by the way. She's one of our viewers.
Isn't Doug the other one?
Doug, did listen to the podcast.
What was his feedback? Was it good?
It was good. He was like, it's good for an amateur podcast. I was like, that's all I needed to hear, Doug. But, yeah. Thank you for tuning in this week, guys. Again, this has been Chris.
Not Rebecca, but Nick.
But not Rebecca, but Nick. That's his full name now. And we will see you guys next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.